Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, sorry for the delay. You know, I know Dewan called me the maintenance man. You know, I'm trying to do the best I can. Man, but we're here. Thank the Lord we're here. This too shall pass, and we just broke through another ceiling. Oh my goodness, I have the author. Oh my goodness, super businesswoman, motivational speaker. I'm called a minister. Wow, highly decorated service member. This young lady here, oh my goodness, she's traveled the world. She's seen many places. She's been through many things. She helped other people get through their situations. She has done so much. I can go on and on and talk about this young lady here. Met her a few years back. If I'm allowed to say where we were stationed at, but I think Fort Stewart, we were stationed at Fort Stewart. And she has had a prophetic word. And right now, she don't even know. She spoke life to some things that we talked about at the bus stop because our kids rode the bus together. But yes, we have no other than the author of Breaking Through the Concrete Ceiling. Oh my goodness, Miss Lavonna Davis. Oh my goodness, how you doing, Miss Lavonna?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you.
Oh wow! And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I left off. Man, some of the toughest people come from the most toughest environment. This lady here, and oh my goodness, she come from, I want to say Newport News, Virginia. Yes. I'm just reciting off the top of my dome. From Virginia, yes. The home of Michael Vick, the home of AI. Yes. Yes, I mean, a lot of legendary athletes and stars come out of Newport, Virginia. Wow, you made it through. You broke through the concrete ceiling because most people don't make it out unless they are an entertainer or athlete. You know, as you are a very impactful, inspiring person. This book is very impactful. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Shamika on with us, but I know she's doing her thing. But I just love this book. I love this book. It's very inspirational, and I think it can definitely change lives. What prompted you to put together your memoir, your book?
I'm sorry, a little bit. Can you repeat the question?
I'm sorry. What prompted you to write your book?
So it was a lot of different things, but I would say the main thing was basically not having a blueprint for myself when I was coming out of Newport News, Virginia, and I joined the Army, and I was 17 when I joined, so I didn't have anyone to really tell me how to get to the place where I wanted to be in my life. And so when I started reflecting over my career and all the things that I had accomplished, I said, you know, people need to know how. Like, people tell you all the time what you need to do, but a lot of people don't tell you how to do it.
Yes.
So that was the thing, you know, to write the book.
Okay. Yeah. People do speak in broad. You need to do this. Okay. How? You know, you need to do, right. You know, yeah. People don't give you instructions. They just tell you, they just give you orders. Man, you joined the military at the age of, what age did you join?
17. I was 17.
Wow. Did your parents have to sign you in, or they just let you sign up?
Yeah. So my mom actually had to sign me over to the military. Yes, she did.
What? Mama gave you to the Army?
I wasn't even old enough to sign myself up. Yep.
Oh, wow. Did she say, take care of my baby?
She did. She did.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, good. Oh, my goodness. And how many years you served?
So I ended up doing 21 and a half years before I retired.
Oh, wow. Man, and I think the rank that you had was like a very few women, women in general, established. I think it was 9 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I was in EH when I retired. So there's only about maybe 6% of the Army saying that rank. So yeah, it was pretty major for me.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's a major accomplishment. And and thank you for your service.
Thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for saying that.
Oh my goodness. I'm just so I'm just so pumped up, man. I woke up this morning about 3 o'clock in the morning. I was reading some more chapters in your book and stuff. I was like, man, this is, my favorite part of the book. My two chapters is this too shall pass and breaking. What's it? Is that dirt or is there a path or a dirt of dirt? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, those are my two favorites. Man, wow, I don't know where to start at. Let's talk about those chapters in the book. What was that? What was the first one I said again? I forgot that fast. My mind is racing. Well, let's start with is that path, is that dirt, being a trailblazer, being that you are the only one that, in your family that joined the military.
Yes, definitely. My father's side of the family, I have quite a few uncles that have served, but on my mom's side, I was the first one to join the military out of my siblings. My younger sister followed on, like 10 years later. She ended up joining the reserve. But yeah, it was definitely a situation where I felt like I was blazing a lot of paths in my family that had never been done before. I was the first one of my mom's children to graduate college. I was the first one to become a homeowner. So there were a lot of things in my life that I didn't get any instruction on before I did them. I was just kind of trying to find my way as I was going. And so I tried to pass that knowledge on to my siblings and, my nieces and nephews to try to educate them on how to better go through these processes.
Okay. Now, if you have any advice to give any young person or young woman that's considering entering in the military, what kind of advice would you give them? As a first, yeah.
Wow, that's a loaded question, Grady.
Okay, well, okay. Let me.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Yeah, I just said it's a loaded question because there's so many things that I would tell that young woman. One of the biggest things I probably would tell her is never forget who you are and where you came from. Because when you travel so much and you're around so many different people, sometimes you can lose sight of yourself because you're trying to shape and mold yourself into the soldier that they're telling you that you're supposed to be. So a big thing that has helped me when I was was I would go home sometimes to visit my family just so I could get that grounding, so I wouldn't forget who I was and where I came from.
Okay. Lost you. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. So what was the response when your peers saw you when you returned home for your visits?
So it was a weird kind of thing. So there was a point in my life where, it went from she thinks she's better than us. And then as they started to grow up a little bit, I guess, it started becoming, man, you were so smart to have joined the military. But it didn't start out like that. Like I would come home and had to distance myself from certain people because they were still doing things that I knew could jeopardize me. And then it kind of evolved to people saying, oh, well, she thinks she's better than us because she doesn't hang out the way she used to. And now it's at a place because we're all older now. We're all like 40 plus. Now I get conversations where, people will say, that was one of the smartest things you ever did was joining the military because I see your success, I see what you've done, and, I applaud that. But it definitely didn't start out that way.
Yes. Our very own Shamika, is she there? Her daughter, as a matter of fact, is leaving in a couple of weeks to go to basic training.
Oh, wow.
So, Shamika, do you have any questions for? I'm going to call her Dr. Moore-Davis. But yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'm nervous for her. So, like, what can I do? I know your mom was nervous and scared and whatever for you. And I guess, how can I get through it? Like, what is the process? What do I need to expect? Her being so young, she's never been away from me. I don't know.
So I would say, like, as a mother, your nerves are going to always be on edge because that's your baby. And like you said, she's embarking into something that she's never done. I would say, whenever you do get moments to talk to her, just kind of reassure her, let her know that she can do it, and try to keep her grounded in what you taught her. And then trust that what you taught her is going to be with her. She has to go into basic training knowing that it is a mental game, that no matter what she does or how well she does it, they're going to yell at her. They're going to make her do physical activity because they're trying to mentally toughen her. So I don't want her to get discouraged by that. Like, it's all part of the game. And if she goes into it knowing that, it'll help her to get through, all of the things that are going to happen in basic training.
Okay. Any other questions, Shamika, that you want to?
Well, this one was referring to the book. Was that something that you always knew that you wanted to do, or was that something that just kind of fell in your lap?
So honestly, I was always a pretty good writer. I never saw myself writing a book. That was kind of like a process that I went through. And, a lot of it had to do with spiritual, like as I was starting to figure out essentially who I was in this world. It was something that was placed on my heart, and it still took me about 3 years, even after, God put it on my heart to do the book, because I had to be willing to be transparent throughout that process. And that was something that at the time I kind of struggled with. Like, I knew my story, but I wasn't 100% sure that I wanted to necessarily share that story with the world. And so I had to become comfortable in my own skin and understanding that my story is definitely a part of who I am today. So once I got over that hurdle, I said, okay, I'm going to sit down and actually start writing this thing and not put it off and not be afraid, because people need to hear real stories. And they need to know that just because you're going through something that may seem unbearable right now doesn't mean that you can't get through it.
Amen. Amen. And this is,
Wow.
everybody, like you said, needs to hear a story, because your story can change somebody's life and redirect somebody's path in a good way, because if I knew then what I know now, oh my goodness, I would have tried not to figure things out for myself.
Absolutely.
I would have really found somebody in that field to go and ask them questions. I have to repost the live link on Facebook. Everybody who just joined us, sorry, we on the show live. Shout out to YouTube, everybody, with Arthur, businesswoman, successful entrepreneur. Oh my goodness, Miss Do It All. She does it all. Oh my goodness, we definitely gonna get into all the services that you do, because you're more than just a writer, Miss Lavonna Moore. I'm on Facebook right now, so I'm doing multiple things. So if I seem distracted, I'm here with you guys. Miss Lavonna, let me ask you, what is your favorite chapter in the book, or second, your fans? What part of the book that touches your fans that you hear most about?
So I've been told, so I'll answer both questions. So my favorite chapter of the book is my trailblazing chapter, because that's how I felt for the majority of my life. I felt like I was literally burning a path that had never been burnt before. And that can be very difficult when you're trying to do that on a career, on a professional level, as well as on a personal level. Mm-hmm. And so for me, that was probably, my deepest chapter, the chapter that I poured the most of myself into. As far as my reader, I've gotten multiple answers. Like, a lot of people like chapter 1, Let the Struggle Begin, because a lot of times when we're going through situations in our lives, we don't embrace the process. We look at the process as something that's delaying us or delaying our goal, but we don't realize that within that struggle, within that process, it's actually a preparation that's going on within you. And it's literally preparing you for that thing that you're about to embark upon. And we just don't realize it at the time. We think that, life will just come in to beat our, just to kick our butt. And it's really not that. It's really that sometimes we are not ready to have a multi-million-dollar company. Like, if you can't manage your home budget, you most certainly are not going to be able to manage a multi-million-dollar company. And so sometimes, things like that, and you'll have these hiccups in your finances, and you're like, what is going on? Why, and it's because we have to discipline ourselves at that level in order to be evolved to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. And everything, like you said, also in the book, in order for you to make that transition in life, that change in life, everything starts with your mindset. You have to retrain, your thinking. And
absolutely. And that was huge for me. Like, coming from Newport News, Virginia, I don't know how much people know about Newport News, Virginia, but where I'm from, people actually call it bad news because there's so much crime. There's so much drugs, there's so many gangs, that type of thing. So when I first joined the Army, that was a huge paradigm shift for me because I wasn't used to people talking to me crazy, yelling in my face, all of that. So I had to go through that process because, my initial reaction was like, so what, are we fighting or like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I like.
So I really had to shift a lot of things in my mind and say, okay, if you're going to be successful at this, you have to learn how to embrace this process and not look at it as something that is attacking you directly, but as something that is there to make you better.
Yeah, and it's actually teaching you self-control. And I wish I had known that. I would have never lost my scholarship to Tuskegee. I had a scholarship to Tuskegee or either West Point, ROTC. I lost it because this sergeant got in my face, was yelling at me, and I was like, no. And I'm from the projects from Fourth Ward, and I didn't know how to control myself, so I kind of. He was like, come here, he took my rank and everything. He said, you just lost your scholarship, son. I was like, Lord, I almost cried. Oh my goodness. But yeah, but learning, especially at a young age of 17, learning self-discipline. So that really shows great strength. Coming from I'm not gonna say bad, coming from Newport News to the military, somebody yelling, because that was like a sign of disrespect when somebody steps to you like that.
Absolutely. So, like, you didn't do that in my neighborhood. Like, if you started yelling, it's like, okay, so we throwing hands or what we doing? And that was very hard for me initially. Was like, I had to understand that this was a toughening process that I was going through. It was a vetting process, preparing me to be disciplined and to have that self-control as a soldier. And don't get me wrong, like, I joined the Army in '97, so there was definitely instances where I felt that I was being overly attacked because of the color of my skin. And I used those things as fuel. I didn't let it defeat me. And I used to always tell myself, like, if I can come out of Newport News, Virginia and be okay and not be a statistic or locked up or selling drugs, I was like, these people don't have anything for me. Because I had seen a lot in my life prior to joining the military. So when I joined the military, I was just like, I'm not going to let this break me. Like, I came out of so much to even be here. So I'm not going to let this institution break who I am.
Yeah, and it only make you stronger. And the thing I learned that we both have probably learned in life, that things that's tough now is just a lesson. And once you figure it out, that the hardship is a lesson, it's not hard anymore. It becomes a challenge. And a lot of times you have to question, okay, why is this happening? Why does the same thing keep happening? Okay, how can I prevent this from happening? So, you think of the question, then you search for the solution. Am I right?
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Like, your mind drives so many things. And I really don't think that we understand how important it is to get to know yourself and to work on yourself. Because when those challenges come, like you said, if you keep going through the same thing over and over again, it's because there was something about the last situation that you didn't get. There was a lesson there that you didn't get. And so it'll keep coming up in your life until you start to truly look at yourself and not look at other people. That's a big part of it, is to not blame other people. And even if that person was wrong in the situation, to still come back to self and say, how could I have handled this better? You know, or what was my part in this situation? Because
Mm-hmm.
we all play a part in every situation that we go through, whether good, bad, or indifferent. So being able to pull that out so that you have that self-growth is so imperative. It is so imperative because life is always going to happen. And it's not about what happened. It's really about, you know, how do you handle it when it happens.
Mm. Wow. So yeah, and in the book, as you say, you have to run your race. Focus on you. Your only your only competitor is yourself, right?
That's absolutely right.
So yeah.
That's absolutely right. Like I can't tell you how many people I see fall into that trap. You know, people that operate in ministry and church, you know, people who are career driven, where they'll say, oh man, this person got this or they got promoted or whatever. And I've been with the company X amount of years. And why haven't I got promoted yet?
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell people, like, you know, run your race because you may have come into this position to learn and to glean some things so that God can elevate you to a whole nother job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this may not be your stopping point, but you're focused on what everyone else is getting that you're not getting, and you're not taking into consideration, why am I even here in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
You know, why was I brought to this particular situation or to this particular position? What is it that I'm supposed to learn or glean from this situation?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And all you have to do is reflect and wait. Your answer's not going to come right away. Just be patient and figure it out. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I was just reflecting on your bus route, your aha moment. In the book, and I kind of experienced that too. Remember your detour. So life gives you detours. A lot of times your detours allow you to see certain things. So you want to, I guess, tell the listeners about your that point in your life where that detour happened for you, where you had your aha moment.
So it's not ever a singular moment. I'll be honest with you. Like I tell people all the time, successful people fail often. And the reason I say it like that is because, you know, what we perceive as failure a lot of times, it's not really a failure. It's more of a recalculation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like no matter what decisions you make in life, the universe is going to always try to get you to your destination. But if I make a choice that doesn't line up with my destiny, it's like, okay, now the universe has to recalculate, you know, and so I never see things as failure. I used to beat up on myself a lot and say, mm-hmm. Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't get that right the very first time. Mm-hmm. And then I had to understand that, okay, maybe I didn't get it right because I didn't try the right approach. Or maybe there's something I need to do to prepare myself to be able to take advantage of this opportunity. And so I would always go back to square one and kind of walk myself through it and say, okay, and then at the end of the day, God, is this even something that you want me to be doing in the first place? Because sometimes we'll embark upon things that were never meant for us simply because we feel like that's what we should be doing. Mm-hmm. And we never really meditate or pray and say, is this really something that I'm supposed to be doing?
Right. And sometimes I think by experiencing some of the things that you're not supposed to be doing, it's a lesson in there that you can take with you so you can teach somebody else that may go through it. You know, so it's give you, it puts you in a position of pre-discernment. Is that, if I can say that?
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of things happen for a reason because God allows you to see things and not go through things. You understand? Mm-hmm. So, like when one door closed, the door open. And I use this analogy all the time. Everybody like, how do you do it? I say, I'm on the lazy river of life. Whatever the river takes me, that's where I go. You know?
That's right.
And
right.
And you don't have to force it. Just go with it and everything's going to happen. And I just really can't explain how wonderful things has been, you know, just with the COVID being isolated, you know, quarantine. A lot of times, like I said, God allows things to happen for him to get your attention, actually, so you can refocus and recalibrate your thinking and your planning, your process.
Absolutely. Sometimes, you know, it's fun to say that, Grady, because I was just telling somebody that the other day. I was like, you know, I know a lot of people are losing jobs and things are going on that are not so positive with COVID, but I honestly look at COVID as this is God's way of slowing everybody down. and saying, okay, take this time to work on yourself. Take this time to realize that life is short and what's really important in your life. Because people are dying from this stuff,
Yeah.
And so I feel like we're being given an opportunity to truly work on ourselves. And so many people have used this opportunity to start up businesses. Like I've seen so many young people that are starting to become entrepreneurs and they're advertising online. And I think that is amazing.
Yes.
Because how many of those people probably were working 9 to 5 at McDonald's and never would have tapped into that entrepreneurial spirit had COVID not happened.
Yeah.
So I just feel like for every negative in the universe, there's a positive, and it's a balance at the end of the day.
It is a balance of life. Positive and negative. Oh my goodness, man, this has been great. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, I know y'all saying that the lip sync doesn't add up. We're actually on the phone and video at the same time because we have some technical issues. Definitely. And also G Clark is not here because today is his birthday and he's doing his thing. Happy birthday, G. Yes. And I want to say congratulations on your wedding. I forgot. I can't leave that out. Wife, mother. Wow. How long is it? I mean, time going by so fast. How long you guys been married?
So today is our 3-month anniversary. Actually.
Newlyweds. Oh my goodness. I remember our 3 months. Wow. Man, many blessings to you guys. And man, oh my goodness. He's a great guy.
I am sure that my husband is probably listening or watching this on Facebook Live somewhere to see that work. So I just want to say, I love you, honey. Thank you for supporting me. But it's been an amazing, amazing journey with him so far. He is an amazing man. And I'm like, I didn't think that this type of marriage or even relationship, for that matter, existed.
Yeah.
I've heard about it,
Yeah.
and you see it on the movie screen, but I really didn't think that it was something that was real. I thought it was more of a fairy tale, but it is truly real. He is my soulmate. Yeah. And I love him so much.
Yeah, he's a good guy. And I was like, and I told him, I said, man, I never seen her smile as much, this hard. I was like, wow, he's a great guy. And, I enjoyed, sitting there talking with you guys. And, man, he's good. Yeah, you guys are perfect for each other. Perfect. God, he'll give you your desires of your heart,
Yeah.
And that's why he blessed you. Blessed you with a king. He blessed the king with a queen and a queen with a king. Oh, my goodness. And y'all just keep going and having fun. I love the way you guys interact and everything. So, man, that's inspiration right there for me and my wife. And y'all just take care of each other and love each other.
You be bringing some of that stuff on yourself. You're not going to suck me into that today.
Oh, no. Yeah, I have to do that. I have to do that. That's what that's the balance of my relationship. So I have to start a little something. I love it though. It's always been me, even in high school. I always start stuff in that.
You guys are pretty amazing too, though. I remember when I first met you and Jolene, I was like, man, they're such a dope Black couple. Like, for real. Like, so you guys are amazing too. Like, y'all have a great relationship. Y'all have great chemistry. When you get out of line and get crazy, she reels you back in. So
yeah, she pops my balloon. Like yesterday, I came home. I was all over the place. She's like, okay, now, okay, ain't gonna kill Joe. I just stopped up the stairs, But she keeps me grounded, and that's what we need a lot of times because our head get filled with helium. We just fly off. It's good to have that person be like, hey, right here. Okay, like, okay, I'm back. But it's all about fun and entertaining and the converse. Like I may throw a lot of what if questions at her and stuff, and we just have fun. A lot of times we don't agree on everything, which is good because it brings about dialogue. Because we come from two different walks of life. She grew up military family. I grew up in the hood. So so we share different. We have different views, but we also can compromise and talk, and that's what it's about. You don't give up on anything. That's the thing I try to tell guys about military women because and I told them, I said, my wife is in the military. Oh man, she's gonna be all on you. She's gonna be this and that. Like, no, it's not like that. Because
It's really not. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, we're disciplined because we came up in that environment. But a lot of military women, we are strong, but we don't really like to leave when we're not in uniform. Because we go to work every day and we are telling people what to do and we're, giving orders. And I know for me personally, I don't like to be, that type of person in my home. Like, I would rather for my husband to take the lead on things and me just be like a strong support to him.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that about military too.
Yeah.
It's like, they're gonna boss you around and this. I mean, we are very disciplined and we do like structure.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like decisions and stuff, we do like to be with someone who is equally as strong.
Yes.
So
yes. Yep. Same with my wife. She one of the soldiers said something. I mean, I bet she tell you what to do. She brought you around. I said, look, she's a sergeant at work, but I'm the general at home. So they just started laughing. And one day she came home. One day she was hot. Somebody had did something to her. And she was hot. And she came in. You need to do this. You need to do that. I said, hold on. Whoa. I said, what you doing? I said, you better take that uniform off at the door. Hold on. I said, hold on. Take that uniform off at the door. Leave that right there.
Aaron.
Oh, that's good.
And I'll tell you, we need that sometimes. I love my husband for that because he will do that. Like, he will check me quick. And when he does it so gently and so respectfully.
Yeah.
That it's like, I can't even be mad at it. Like, I just look at him like, did you just check me? Did that just happen? I'm okay with it though. I'm so okay with it because you keep that balance.
Right. We don't. We as husbands, we don't do it to be mean. We like, hey, baby, look, I got you. And a lot of times too, as husbands to a military spouse, to a service member, we always have to we want to fix it. Okay, what's bothering you? Okay, let's fix it. Knowing that we have to learn to just listen because you just unloading. You don't want us to fix it. You just want us to listen.
Yes. I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah.
I am so glad you said that because we're going through that now with our communication, like learning how to communicate with each other. And sometimes I tell him that I'm like, I'm mad at the situation. I'm not mad at you. Like I'll have to tell him that because as a man, he immediately wants to fix it. As soon as I say something's wrong, and I'm like, no, babe, I don't need you to fix it. Like, I just need to get it out. Like, I just need to have my moment and be upset about this so that I can just let it go.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, y'all are so much alike, young Jolene. Because she's like, baby, I'm not mad at you. I just want to vent. And I had to learn. I have to learn not to react. Just sit there and let it process. And then too, and I always try to tell Jolene, like, okay, come back and let me know you appreciate me. Because a lot of times you guys are so strong. So, you guys was taught not to be, was that PDA? Public affection and all that stuff there.
Personal display of affection.
Yeah. So I had to teach her, okay, it's okay to hug me, give me a hug, let me know, show me you love me, that you care, that you appreciate me. Normally because, she's, how y'all was taught and trained to be, strong. It's okay to be relaxed. You can lay your head on my shoulder.
It's like you see me right now, like I'm sitting straight up in the seat, like
like you briefing, you like you're in the briefing. But like I said, it's a great balance, and we still got to learn each other. And the advice I can give your husband: just listen without being offending and speak without offending. That's only the best advice I can give. Just listen and just process it. You don't have to react. All your wife's just doing is unloading for her day. Because I ain't gonna lie, one day I was so mad at one soldier that she was fussing about. I was like, let's go in the car, let's go straight. And it's like, you can't go there, you can't do that. Me being from the hood, that's my wife. I gotta protect my wife. But like, no, baby, you don't have to fight everybody. She's like, I got this. I'm like, okay. But yeah, you have accomplished a whole lot. And are you gonna be doing a book signing anytime soon?
Yes, so I am currently working on a book signing tour. I think I'm going to start in Florida because I have some really good girlfriends down there. My best friend is down there. They're super excited and help organize the book signing for Florida. But I plan to make my way up the East Coast So I want to do Florida, Georgia, of course, because this is home.
Yes.
Definitely Virginia, DC, and Maryland.
Oh yeah.
And I even add North Carolina to the tour because I do have a couple of contacts out there in North Carolina where I may swing by Fayetteville and do a book signing as well.
Oh wow, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have
So
to.
I'm working it right now. With COVID, I have to be mindful of all the restrictions in the different states as far as social distancing and everything like that. So that's why it's taking a little bit longer to coordinate everything because I have to look at what phase is each state in, and then how can I do a book signing that is in line with the policies that's been put out for that state.
Okay. Yeah. Are you going to be doing any installation tours as well?
Yeah, so I actually want to, I definitely want to start back doing motivational speaking because I love talking to youth. I love talking to the kids. I'm trying to coordinate with the Youth Challenge here in Augusta because they have an amazing program, a rehabilitative program for young men and women where they take them out of bad situations and they teach them a trade. A lot of them get their GEDs in the process, but it puts them in like a structured kind of military environment. And so I would love to go in and just talk to the kids and say, hey, you can do this. Like, this is just a process.
Yes.
This is not your instinct. Because a lot of times when you're going through something, you think, this is it. This is where I'm going to be for the rest of my life. And that is so not true.
No.
That is not true.
No, this is a launching pad right now. Yeah. Wow, man, I can't wait to just make sure you keep us updated with everything that you're doing. We would love to support you and promote you. And I'm just so honored and proud to know you.
Namaste.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
You're a superhero, Batman. Oh my goodness. I wish I had the Batman music. I'd play it. Yes, Lord.
You said that.
I didn't hear you.
I said he would appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Man, I just can't wait till we all can get our families together and actually hang out, get dinner, get food and everything. And man, because definitely, man, we gotta promote. I gotta promote this book. I'm definitely gonna put the link in the description too. Is that that you posted this morning or yesterday? Was that the link for your book?
Yes, that is. That is my website. So it's www.breakthefeeling. I spelled the PHA. I did that for the culture.
Okay.
So it's breakthefeeling.com. And so it has, my bio is on there. It has information about the book signing tour. It has the link where you can go to purchase the book. So that's kind of like my one-stop shop. So I always link out because it just makes it easier for people to see what I'm doing and also get to the book if they want to purchase.
All right. Also, to my Oprah Book Club people, please. Matter of fact, I got to send you a copy of this book. My people, I got a friend that's with the Oprah Winfrey Book Club. I got to give her a copy of this book. I'm going to order it online, and so I can mail it off. Let me ask you this question before we go. Did you ever attend school with AI, Allen Iverson, AI or Michael Vick? Anybody?
So yeah, I definitely knew of AI. I never went to school with him personally, but funny story is I actually grew up with Michael Vick. Like literally. I'm still friends with his sister on Facebook. I'm still friends with his mom, his auntie.
Wow.
Like me and Vic were like this growing up. Like we lived in the same neighborhood. His sister and I were cheerleaders together in school. We were really good friends. So yeah, I've known Oop his whole life. Like I remember when he first started playing for Boys and Girls Club, and we would go watch him play. And even back then, his dad would say, "My son's gonna be in the NFL one day." Like his dad always said that about him. So yeah, I know his family pretty well actually.
Wow. See, that's such. I know famous people that know famous people. Oh wow.
Well, I mean, every famous person comes from somewhere. Like they don't start out famous. They come from somewhere. So it's just he was our neighborhood hero.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
Because we all grew up tough, and to see him just flourish, and everybody had respect for him and his family. And, you know, to see him just come up like that in football, he was our neighborhood hero, and he never forgot where he came from. Like, he would come downtown. His brother, Marcus, would come downtown. They would still hang out with my brothers. I visited him here in Atlanta before I moved to Georgia. Like, we drove down and visited him when he first started playing for the Falcons, and he was the same guy. Like, he never changed who he was because he became, you know, rich and famous.
Yeah.
So I always respected that about him, that he never changed.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a real one. He's a real one. He's a man's man. You know, married his was a high school sweetheart. Was he?
Yeah, Tamika.
Yeah. So yeah.
I want to say they actually went to prom together. I believe if it wasn't prom, it was definitely homecoming. But I want to say they went to prom together. Yeah, and I knew her too. Like, we all went to school together.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a real one. Stuck with his day ones, and he's a man's man. I have a lot of respect for Vic. You know. Vic and the family, and I saw a documentary. I saw how he interact with his father, so that was like real inspiring. And him and his dad, his pops, were real close. So yeah, man, wow. So yeah, you have some real family ties with the Vic family.
Yeah,
God,
his family's amazing. Like, his mom is awesome. His sister is amazing. His aunt is actually a councilwoman. Actually, she's the vice mayor now.
Oh wow.
Down in Newport News. And, you know, he just comes from a really good family. Like, a lot of people wouldn't think that because they're like, oh, he comes from the hood and this. But see, we had moms and dads back then that it didn't matter where you were. They still instilled those values and those morals into us. And they still would tear our butt up if we got out of line.
Yes.
You know, so just because we live in those bad environments doesn't mean that we were taught to be savage. Like, my parents didn't play that. You know, I wasn't allowed to disrespect older people. I wasn't allowed to do a lot of things because I still had to conduct myself as a young lady.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And see, our family holds, and people don't understand that. Tamika,
I'm sorry. I'm having issues, but I'm home now, so I'm
okay. I'm glad to have you back, Miss Moore. We got two more on the line. We got more of everything on this show.
So, Lavonna, your last name Moore. You say you from up north, right?
Yes, I'm from Virginia, but I have family in Baltimore, New York, and Connecticut.
You said Georgia?
No. Baltimore, New York, and Connecticut.
Oh, okay. I thought she was the down south Moors. I have to do my research. I like when I find somebody else with the last name Moore, I always try to see if we connect them.
Yeah, I'm sure the lines come somewhere. I'm sure.
Oh yeah. But definitely, we're looking forward to having you back on the show again. So y'all can help me with my growth. Yeah. Because I'm going to do something crazy again. But I love entertaining people. But it teaches people. I do a lot of crazy stuff to show people how couples react. You know, how couples are supposed to interact. They're supposed to have fun. So I may do something crazy and have my wife jump on the show and shoot me out. I like doing it. I love pain.
You guys would be great for a show. You enjoy pain. I really do.
I've been trying to get her. Like, we need you on the show. Everybody loves. We go out in public. People just laugh. I'm trying to get on there. I'm trying. I don't know what to do, but I know how to do. I'm gonna call her mom and get her mom on the show. If I get her mom on the show, I know I get her.
See, that's why you get in trouble, because you be doing stuff on the road.
Mm-hmm. I be shooting little shots.
Yeah, when they kill him, I'm gonna invite you to the funeral, okay?
Yeah, right.
They know how to kill me. I'm Superman. All you have to do is call Batman. You know what I'm saying? If I don't know Superman, I know Batman. You know. That's right. That's right. So start sound Now I'm thinking about, since we're at the closing of the show, I want to get both my first wife and ex-wife on the show, and just have us engaging conversation. I don't know how it's gonna go. Like Shamika said, make a left,
So are you hearing this? He's about to commit suicide.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking right now.
Really? That's not suicide. I don't know. It's just like it's like jumping in a cold bathtub or a cold swimming pool. You know it's cold, but you know you got to get it over with. And I just want to get it over with, get it out, get it over with, and just how.
You know what? Honestly, I'm joking with you, but I think that would be amazing just for your growth to have both of them on the show and be able to hear both of their perspectives about you. Because sometimes we don't get to hear the honest truth about ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, we all have a picture of ourselves painted.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need to hear other people's perspective in order to really understand who you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
All I want to know is what color to wear to the funeral and what to put on the tombstone. That's all I need to know.
Why are you trying to scare me, Shamika? I'm trying to get clarity. But it's gonna be fine because I'm gonna be talking trash. I'm gonna.
We'll make sure you pass the start.
Oh yeah, please do. Now I like I told Jolene, I have one requirement at my funeral. My buddy JR have to speak at my funeral. And if you don't know JR, oh my goodness, after the funeral you will, because he is hilarious. He's like Bernie Mac. He is hilarious. So, but yeah, I definitely want to do something like that. Just something for couples. I want to call it couples therapy. You know what I mean? We're not a couple, but but we all can learn from each. Jolie can learn from me. Learn from from my past, because you heard there's three sides to a story. The truth.
Yeah,
or two sides. Yeah.
But
what they say, what I say, and what she say. So I just want to get. I may have Shamika be the moderator because she loves stirring up stuff. I got the show, but I love digging holes.
You're definitely gonna be the moderator.
Yeah.
Yeah, his heart is in the right place, but this ain't the way to go. But I'd be glad to stir the pot.
Yeah, Shamika, you're gonna have to mediate that one.
That's gonna be fun and funny. So I got to figure out how to work that out. But I really thank you for coming on the show. And ladies and gentlemen, please get the books. The link will be in the description. Definitely gonna put it in the comments on the website. And I'm gonna figure out how to put it on the website on the links and friends and link page as well. So I will be making some updates to the website. Oh, matter of fact, Miss Lavonna, can you tell the people about your service that you do? Tell people a little bit about your service.
I do a multitude of things. I do motivational speaking. I also have an event planning business that I just stood up called Elite Diamond Productions, where I offer not just personal event planning, but also corporate event planning. I'm helping my daughter right now stand up her own body butter and body scrub business. And, I do website design under the guise of my company as well. I design websites and help people to build their brand and figure out, how to market themselves, because that's what my master's is in marketing. So sometimes you just don't know how to brand yourself or how to get your information out there, because if people don't know about you, they can't support you at the end of the day. So I kind of got my hands in a lot of different pots, but the premise to all of it is I'm always trying to just help people to succeed, because I feel like when you have that knowledge and you cross certain bridges, you kind of have an obligation to show people the way.
Okay.
Right.
Oh man, thank you so much. I got one last question.
Yes,
What's your zodiac sign?
I am a Virgo.
Oh, that's like my mom. She's a Virgo.
Why did you ask me that, Grady? Because I feel like I'm being set up right now. What's going on? Why did you ask me that question?
I always ask people their sign. But yeah, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Wow, Virgo. How we gonna ask you? Well, off air.
Oh, dang, Grady, why you say it like that?
No, I was gonna ask when your birthday was. I said that's too TMI for the people that's listening. You have most of the people out here. But yeah, wow, Virgo. Because you know what? I just had a concept I want to do for the radio station. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be crazy, Shamika. Y'all gonna love it. Y'all have to wait off air. Y'all gotta hear it because I don't want to put it on air. I don't want anybody to steal my concept. I gotta because I have to get a patent. but it's going to be crazy. Definitely looking forward to talking with you, doing business with you, and just promoting you and supporting you. And thank you for all that you do. Thank you for your service. Just continue to fight and motivate and do what you do. And if anything that you need from us, anything that we can help you with, please don't hesitate. All right.
Thank you for being with us today. Thank you for putting up with Grady.
I was on my best behavior, Shamika, wasn't I?
He was. He did well. He didn't throw me too many curveballs. He
No,
did well.
I didn't. Yeah. See, she had been on. I probably if Shamika had been. See, Shamika's bad influence. You know, she bring out that other side of me, that left turn of me.
I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe that for a second.
Really?
No, it's true. No, it's true though.
Oh wow.
Shamika, I'll tell you, I try to maintain my professionalism. So when Shamika's on, she just all of it just gets pulled right on out. You know, but hey, I made it through. That too did pass. All right, but ladies and gentlemen, make sure you get your copy. Please read this book. It's a quick read, so you don't have to spend a whole week or a whole month like your boy trying to read a book. It's a quick read if you got good eyes, because my vision is terrible, but I read it, love it, understand it. It's very inspirational. Shamika, you need to read this book.
I'm actually gonna send Shamika an autograph copy. I'll give it to you, Grady, and you can give it to her.
Thank you.
Clark as well. Yes, I love you guys. I love you
too. We love you too.
I love to see you as well.
Okay. You know what? For Monday's show, I think I want to do something crazy. Well, I think Monday we're gonna have Ms. Wanda D on, another author on the show. But I definitely want to do something. I may have to do a after hours for next Thursday. Things you should not do married, just comedy stuff. So this show is going Thursday show is going to be some crazy stuff. So I try to keep it balanced, keep it educational, informative on one show. Next show we going crazy. We going in things that you should not do when you're married. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be crazy. Yeah, I can't wait. So, ladies and gentlemen, you guys love each other, have fun. Each one reach one, each one teach one. We love you guys. We're out of here. Peace.
Peace.
Okay. Hold on. Close it out. I didn't even do the music. Oh, she hung up. All right. Lavonna. Hold on.